Let me just clean some of these auras up real quick here. Alright, the manticore flies off into the sunset. As it flies off in the distance, you guys can all sort of see this dark pool of energy floating nearby Arkhan's corpse that begins to materialize. And you guys see this wicked-looking undead fellow, sort of with threads of gray skin, this gray sort of skeleton covering what seems like, it looks kind of like under the bones, under his rib cage and through his throat and his cheeks. You can kind of see like a medical diagram, where you're looking at like the muscular structure of something. You can like see the live muscle underneath, and they materialize into this creature, and you can see they're missing a hand, and they've got these regal purple robes on, the sash sort of draped over the front of their body, clasped together with this bright red ruby gemstone, sort of pulsing with light, and there's this elaborate golden crown with these big arcs that come up and connect at the front, and all of his fingers on his hand that's still there are all have like several very elaborate looking gaudy big rings on them. And they say I'm not in combat anymore, so let me just turn this music off here.
Sylvie looks over, she goes, "Nice rings."
He when he finishes materializing, he smiles at you and he says, thank you. I choose them based on my mood. I was feeling, I don't know, precious today. It's a special day, and he takes like he holds his arms out and closes his eyes, and he takes a big breath of the air, and he says, don't you just love the smell of blood and brimstone in the morning? And he looks down at Arkhan's body, and he kind of kneels down and points at his axe, and he says, do you mind if I borrow this? And he picks it up with his good hand, and he takes a step towards Arkhan, whose arm is chopped off, but this withered half of him is still there, and the undead, he raises the axe up, and just one swift motion, he hacks off the withered hand on Arkhan's forearm, and he picks it up, and he sort of brings it to his stump, and these tendrils of flesh unwind off of his forearm, and they weave together with the dead hand as these dark energies sort of swirl around it, and he lets out a long breath, and he says, whole again. And he turns towards you guys, and he says, you should be proud of yourselves. You're so close to saving this world. I hope you succeed. I hope you get to enjoy one last victory. Savor it, will you? every last drop. And he sort of turns his attention away and he kneels down to Arkhan's corpse and he pats him on the chest with his hand that he just reattached to himself. And he says, and I'll see you again soon, dog. And in a flash of dark energy, he disappears.
Ominous.
So he loots Arkhan like right away as soon as fucking disappears.
Nice.
He leaves the axe. He leaves the axe. Only thing he takes is his hand back. Yes, Arkhan does have some things.
Amazing.
Let me see where I can... I had his treasure pulled up because I...
He hands the axe to Mavithor. Here, you want it?
Not really my style.
Grayly?
Oof.
I
In the
think
words of
he's-
Mavithor, not really my style.
Yeah. Hold on
Alright,
to that.
Muppet's yours.
Why don't you hold on to it? I'm sure it'll be worth something to someone.
Alright.
Alright.
So, here's what we'll do. We'll start with the two things that he most certainly has. Oh, here we go. His axe is called Fane Eater.
Ooh.
And his armor is magical as well. Now, Arkhan has lived a active life. Quite possible that he's attuned to at least 3 magical items. Who is, like, the most lacking in... Probably
Let.
Lep, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What could Arkhan be having on him that would be useful? Oh, this could be interesting. It's got to be something dragon themed for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check the compendium.
Dragon magical items.
There's scaled, the scaled ornament from Fitzbands.
Scaled. Oh, I don't know if I have that book.
Oh, well, here I put the link in Discord for just the community wiki. Varying
That
degrees
seems
of
appropriate.
awareness.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely say he has one of these. Scaled ornament. It is his cloak. He's got this billowing cloak. So definitely has that there. Stirring. The Ascendant ornament has stirring and wakened properties. Okay, wakened ornament is a stirring property. In addition, you would take damage of the type dealt by a breath of dragon. This horde ornament can weaken to take no damage. Okay, the cloak is and you regain hit points equal to the damage you have taken. Once it's used, it can't be used again until the next time. Okay, it is the Ascendant version, and it is a chromatically scaled, so it is the 5. The cloak is made of all 5 of the elements.
Oh wow,
Ooh.
that is.
I see no reason not to award powerful things.
Yes.
Stirring, so it has the stirring as well, so it also gives a +1 to AC, and you can't be charmed or frightened. So it is like as good as it gets for the scaled ornament. And I'll make up something for that before next time. He has an assortment of potions as well, all tucked away. And we will call it 2 potions of necrotic resistance. 2 potions of fire resistance.
Woo.
A powerful potion of healing, which is 8d8 plus 8. He had another one of those.
Ooh.
And let's see, one more. I think a potion of invulnerability as well, which maybe he should have drank in at the start of combat before he got hit for 163 points of damage, but
He was shaken.
Yeah, I think he was a little overconfident.
Now the turtle will have some stuff as well. Because you are not a companion of Arkhan the Cruel, unless you're decked out in some of your own cool shit, so... we will say that, I think, probably... Well, another thing Lep might enjoy would be this, but I don't know, because he did have a staff. But his staff looks kind of evil, so maybe I should just make it something evil sometimes. Yeah, we'll call it a Staff of Withering.
Ooh.
Which is in the SRD, which is in the compendium, but I'll just write it down for myself so I can remember to add it. Staff of Withering. They also have a symbol, which is going to be magic necklace. It's a big golden 5-headed dragon chain that hangs down around his neck. It is a we'll say that it gives +2 to all saving throws, but it also pairs as a necklace of fireballs with all 9 beads. So it has these sort of little red beads around the chain, sort of in the intervals between parts of the chain, and they're you can see that they're like swirling with this magical energy inside. Just these little motes of red energy, and yeah. So holy symbol of Tiamat, +2 to all saves, 9 beads of fireball, does require attunement. And we'll see one more thing.
Your microphone's cut off.
Oh,
right now.
sorry. And
Yeah, I did not hear.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah, it's a necklace of Tiamat that gives +2 to all saves and has 9 uses of fireball. And okay, hanging on the belt of the turtle as well. Yeah, he had one of those iron lanterns that you guys have seen souls carried around in, which I don't have mechanics for at the moment, but I will make some up before we play again.
Cool.
And that's it for what they're wearing. What you do know now, though, is that Arkhan the Cruel is dead, and you have been to his large tower before. If he had amassed any other kinds of wealth,
Probably not.
or magic, you would probably likely be able to find it there.
Oh, but then the dragons.
You guys pick Arkhan and his companion clean. And Lulu says, oh, well, you know what? Actually, no. Lulu says, I knew we could do it. I think now all that's left is to head back to El Terrell. Zariel needs us. It's time to end these blood wars once and for all. And she's sort of like looking at you all expectantly.
Well, we gotta wait for a while, it seems, because as far as I know, we don't have any very fast ways to get back to Elturome.
Plus, I kind of took a beating and a half. Gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Let me see if I used... Yeah, Lep says, yeah, I can't transport us there now. I used my magic. I would need to rest as well before I could teleport us back towards El Terrell, if the beanstalk's still there.
Should we take a long rest then?
Probably. Does Lep still have his 7th level spell slot?
Oh, he does. Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He does have one, yeah.
Yeah. Avatar says if someone has a tuning fork to Avernus, we can get there, but I don't think anyone does. It's just carrying one around.
He could cast transport plants again.
Oh yeah, that's right. He can upcast it.
He could upcast it.
Forgot you can do.
You know, you guys just haven't. The only thing is that approaching in that way, you haven't been back to El Terrell for a while, and so you don't know the current state of things there. So you could be transporting yourselves into an even more dangerous situation than you just experienced. You're not as desperate anymore, you know what I mean? So it's not like a life or death thing here. But it's up to you guys. Lep can do it. He can attempt again to try and transport via plant. If Krayley, if you have any more of the local wildlife you've been carrying around with you.
Not carrying around unless there's anything nearby.
Yeah, you could seek some stuff out, here around the scab. The lands are all kind of now seeped in spongy like blood and big pools of it from the scab exploding. But you could make a survival check and see if you can find anything that could be of use.
I will check for some plants, but I do think I agree with everybody else. We kind of need to catch our breath, so to speak.
I also have this instant fortress chess piece. If we wanted some shelter.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give him the help action?
Sure.
Alright.
Would you like to roll those? So?
I mean, my survival is plus 11.
Is it?
Don't girl.
Wow.
Yes. Nice.
Let me see here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There's the... Where the hell did the Avernus map go? Oh, it's way up there. Yeah, you, the two of you start to scrounge around in the wake of the scab's destruction. You do manage to come up with some brimstone vines. And you actually find some sulphurous moss as well.
Ooh.
And it's enough that Lep would be able to enlarge and then open a way to the beanstalk if it's still there.
Amazing.
But for now, you're looking into taking a long rest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out the instant fortress and I...
Can you remind me if you remember where you acquired that?
Someone gave it to us.
It does sound familiar, but...
Yeah, I know you guys got it from something. I was just trying to remember where, because it might, impact like kind of what it looks like when you activate it. But for now, we'll just say it is a plain old, boring stone fortress. Instant fortress. Yeah, you place it on the ground. Sylvie, this little metal rook, and it begins to grow and grow and grow until it is a 20-foot wide and 30 feet high square tower with arrow slits on all sides. There's a little battlement on the top. The interior is divided into 2 floors with a ladder running along the wall. There's also a trap door that leads up to the roof, and the door opens only at your command. What is your command?
Sulphurous moss.
The door of the fortress opens. It's pretty bare inside. It's not a furnished fortress, but it'll do.
Guys, we gotta get some furniture.
Yeah.
So.
I won't roll for a round of encounters or anything. You guys can just presume that you're going to get a uninterrupted long rest here, so you can do as you wish before you settle in to have your first rest in some time. I think a couple of your last few levels were sort of restored magically by different events.
Sophie's gonna go up to Crayley and be like, dude, you never believe what I just learned. But she's gonna cast Find Familiar. And she's going to summon a Windling familiar.
Oh, yeah,
It's a
that
pink
was
Windling.
I think maybe it's Winling.
Wyn.
Can't remember if I have Radiant Citadel. No, I don't. I only have the book.
I go, this is Jack.
Jacques?
Jacques. Look at he's got a little short sword, and I pull out like a little tiny toy short sword.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what I got here. Well, Jacques, it is a pleasure to meet you. You're adorable. And Crayley will slightly bow.
Squeaky noises. And Sylvan. So, do you know Sylvan?
I do. Yes.
Oh. Can understand him.
And what does Jacques say?
Probably something very sassy, like I'm not cute.
If you want to,
Please don't call me
If
cute.
you want to RP Jacques, you can. Lep had asked me to play his squirrel, but if you want to RP your Windling, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, definitely will.
Otherwise, you can give me like a kind of a little bit of their personality, and I can work it in there. Is this the first time you've met Jacques?
I'm thinking that Sylvie has had like a love for Windlings. Like she's heard about them in the stories her family's told her. And her and her sister were like obsessed with them. And I feel like now, since their like souls are combined, that memory of those stories has like really come crashing down on her, and she just all of a sudden is like, I love this creature. I want to meet one day. And then she learns the Find Familiar spell, and she's like, I know what they look like. Let me give it a try. So she just summons the one from her story. Jacques the feisty Windling with a tiny sword.
No, go ahead, Crayley.
Crayley would like to offer Flame Tongue to Jacques now that he's started to use Zariel's sword.
Yeah, it's sort of like
if he
like,
wishes to take it.
when it poofs into existence, Sylvie, it's sort of like
That
looks
bitch.
around, kind of surprised. It was like chewing on this like oversized piece of fruit, and it's like got these like dark juices dripping down its chin, and it's like looking around, kind of confused from wherever you've conjured it from, and it like kind of cowers behind your leg and looks around and looks up and I imagine you have like your windpipes kind of like visible on your belt or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sort of like starts pointing at your windpipes, and you make a little peace offering to it, Crayley, and it tilts its head and says in Sylvan to you, it's Too big.
I thought it couldn't hurt to offer, but it's a pleasure to meet you, Jack.
Too big.
It looks
Sylvie
at
will play the pan flute.
yeah. It's like watching you guys kind of suspiciously. You start to play and it like keeps its eye on you, but it's like reaching around for its half-eaten fruit, which it kind of finds and brings it back slowly, and he's kind of chomping on it, and he starts kind of like bobbing back and forth as you're playing a song, and when it finishes, it like starts bouncing around and clapping its hands, and it starts to just kind of like enjoy the music and forget a little bit about its new mysterious environments. I'm just reading about them now.
How large are they, so to speak?
They are tiny.
They're like
Tiny.
this big.
They're they're kind of like, they remind me kind of like sugar gliders with bat wings a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar gliders. Yeah.
It has these big emerald eyes and these odd little hands and feet, kind of like E.T., and these sort of gentle, like soft-looking little silk bat wings.
Can Krayley attempt to... This is so silly. Krayley has the rope of mending, which she has not used in quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Can Krayley try to cut it down to 6 inches and pass the remaining 6 inches? Because if I do that, the rest of the rope is no longer usable. And pass those 6 inches along to Jack. And I can't remember what my command word was for that, but pass the 6 inches that are remaining to them.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the rope of mending do again? It can just repair itself or whatever?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be 6 inches.
He takes it from you and
Makes a lasso.
starts like swinging around his head while Sylvie's playing music. Then he starts jump roping with it, you know?
Then he can have whatever command at this point.
Now, I will say, technically magical items sort of form to the size of the wielder. I'm not opposed to you handing off Flame Tongue to this creature. They might not necessarily. They're still getting used to their surroundings. You know what I mean?
I'll retract the Flame Tongue offer and give the 6 inches of rope of mending.
Well, I'm saying they might take Flame Tongue from you eventually. You just have to build a more personal relationship with Jacques here. Yeah,
that's fair.
They say, where am I? Where am I anyways in Sylvan?
I speak back in Sylvan. You're in Avernus. I summoned you here as a friend. I thought maybe you wanted a friend.
Oh, I mean, I have some friends. I guess couldn't hurt to have a few more. And they see Lulu and they like wander over and they're like, whoa, you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And Lulu kind of, perks a little bit. And she says, I've been called many things. Majestic. Magnificent. Beautiful's a new one. I think I like it. Beautiful. I could get used to that. As you continue to play on your pan flute, Sylvie, what are the rest of you guys doing? You see Lulu and Jacques are sort of now, Lulu's like come down to the floor level and they're like dancing together, holding hands and...
Well, since Mavthorn knows they're gonna get some rest and he'll use his Nightmare Crook to max out his hopefully max out his shadows available, so
Nice.
he has all 6 available to him now. And he'll lay down and they'll cover him like a blanket.
Yeah. Wrap yourself in a warm sleeping bag of shadows for a good night's rest. Lep's like, man, I really wish I wouldn't have sent Twig away the way I did.
Oh,
Things just
Feeling
got
a little
good.
It's so sad. Avernus changes you.
It does. It does.
Krayley will. Krayley only has his mom's journal, so to wait. I think. Can't remember if I gave that up. Let me see.
I don't know why you would have.
I think. My memory's so bad. I think if my memory is serving me correctly, before Belle appeared at my mom's grave, I believe I set my mom's journal down at the grave.
Yeah, you could have taken
I was
it
going to.
back, though.
Yeah. No, I want that impact.
Okay.
So, yep. Never mind on that. That'll be it for Krayley right now. I think eventually Krayley would like to ask everybody what our plan is when we get back to El Terrell. But Krayley will save that for after we all rest.
Yeah, if you guys all settle in for a long rest, time goes by, you know, the red sky of Avernus just sends slivers of red light in through the arrow slits of the fortress as you guys drift off. Sylvie, I think, you know, carrying your sister's soul inside of you now, and getting a rest for the first time, you have these like bright, vivid, almost lucid dreams. Can you think of a dream you might have during this rest?
I think she thinks back to the time when her mother first introduced the story of Jacques the Windling to her and her sister. And her twin just staring up at her mother in complete and utter fascination, as any child would at a story.
You have these these flashes of memories in your dream. You're not sure if they're memories or dreams, but you see yourself with your sister as kids running around outside and checking the tall brush for windlings, and you have just all of these very vivid, pleasant memories or dreams. They all kind of blend together. You get this very deep, peaceful rest. Kralee, as you're sleeping, Zariel's sword just pumps waves of emotions through you. The sword has the same fervor as Lulu. It deeply wishes, more than anything, to redeem Zariel.
Okay.
It impresses upon you as you sleep this imprint of a deep desire for the same thing. And Mavathor, you have dreams of surveying your lands, the first layer of hell, as the new Lord of Avernus. Your shadow just casting over Avernus as you slumber. Eventually, you guys all wake feeling, very well rested, having your own versions of either pleasant dreams or purposeful emotions. Either way, you all feel very refreshed, better than you have in some time.
I feel like Sylvie walks over to Kralee and goes, I think that's the first time I've seen Mavathor smile in his sleep.
That's not
I'll
one
be
of those.
honest, Sylvie.
It's not a nice smile. It's very much a sadistic smile.
Oh, yeah. I'll be honest, Sylvie. I haven't watched him sleep.
I just wake up before everyone else.
Well, I know that we started a little late, but this might actually be a good place to end the session. And next week, Lep can be here, and you guys can actually talk about devising a plan together with you all here.
Okay.
But you guys defeated Arkhan the Cruel, a mysterious entity appeared and took back their hand. I would say that I think at least for Mavathor, you could make a history check if you wanted to.
Okay.
I think that this entity is well known enough that Mavathor, you believe you just were in the presence of the Lich Vecna. There are many stories and tales of this creature who has lived, for some say, as long as time itself. You cannot remember any particular details of the early life of this person, but you do know that they are a god in their own right, and you know that they are from another world.
Mhm.
At least that's what the rumors and legends that are whispered of Vecna here on Faerun say. And that is where we'll end this week. So, well done. That was I thought that fight would be a little more difficult, but I can't do shit about 163 damage, so.
I'm sorry.
That
Mavador
was-
made me OP.
And part of
Yeah,
part of the encounter was
Mavathor zap zap.
Yes.
part of the encounter was designed to introduce Vecna into your ethos as well. So, yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will catch you all next Wednesday for some more Dungeons and Dragons. See you guys.
All right. Peace.
Right.